Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Today we hit double digits, week 10, and we've got a good one in store. As it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And we are underway from AT&T Stadium. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Dak going to start out going to the air. And it's caught downfield by Pickens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On play action, Prescott. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Cowboys at 6-2 to start play. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Prescott yet again. And that will be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds. Just a net of 34 there following a punt of 44 yards. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. McCarthy operating from the gun. That ball caught by Campbell. On the move past the 40. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0.
Cowboys, nothing. Will Reichard the kickoff for the Vikings.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They're on 17-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
A 9-yard loss.
They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. And he'll be about 4 yards shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
I don't think anyone thought we'd see a run facing second and that long, and that element of surprise, I think, helped make that play so successful. Nice effort on that carry, and it took what seemed like second and impossible, now has him within throwing range of a first down.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll keep it on the ground. Forbes. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
You look at this Cowboy defense.
They were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Ty Felton, 49 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Cowboys, nothing. Will Riker the kickoff for the Vikings.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Out of the gun, they run with blue.
Down the right sideline. Inside the 20.
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
His 8th rushing touchdown, his 12th overall.
And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Cowboys 7. Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked up by Ron Thornhill.
And the Cowboys are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll run up the middle here with Blue. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And this will pin him nicely inside the 20 as it's out of bounds at about the 14-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2nd and 10. Now McCarthy. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. 22 yards there, a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination. Guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
DeMarvion Overshown, the one to bring him down.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. The Vikings with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
From the shotgun, McCarthy.
Well, he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Vikings first down.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Here's McCarthy. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. play action. McCarthy. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now a handoff up the middle. Forbes. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
36-yard line.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
At the 24-yard line.
Prescott now. That one down the field for Ferguson. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
And that's one where if you get your hands on it, you should expect to make the play. That could have gone for big yardage, but he just couldn't get it to stick to those big mitts.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go. Hey, kill.
Prescott to throw it. He finds Pickens over the middle. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Vikings 48-yard line.
Now Dak, he's going to mix it up. Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here we go, 40. Yeah. Here we go.
To the air again, Prescott. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Yeah. Here we go. 480. Here we go, 47. 26.
Now Prescott. And that is incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Kill.
They'll throw again. Prescott. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on 4th down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Go to 54. Line in.
Throwing. Prescott. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Here we go, 46. 26.
And again, it's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. George Pickens, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Cowboys are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And now it's blocked. Picked up by the offense. This is a live ball. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a 1st down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First down. A gain of 12. First down, Vikings.
Throwing is McCarthy. And that one too wide and incomplete.
No receivers open downfield, so instead of forcing the ball to the sideline, he's going to throw this one down to Fort Worth. He'd rather have the incompletion than the turnover.
McCarthy off the play fake. Looking right side, he's got a man. That's Campbell. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Up the middle they go. Forbes. And this time not quite to the 30. Will be down at the 31-yard line. This 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
To the air with McCarthy. Open man, that's Felton. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 19.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 19.
Back to throw. McCarthy. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. McCarthy operating from the gun. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's got to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. Third down from the gun, McCarthy. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8.
Vikings 21, Cowboys 13. Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Throw left side complete. That's Ferguson. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
And he's brought down. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Vikings first down. A gain of 18 on the play.
They will play action. Here's McCarthy. Making the catch. This is the tight end, Oliver. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. Forbes. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Now they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
On play action. Now McCarthy.
Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now.
Cowboys 13. Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Prescott. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Go to 54, go to 54, line in. Hey, kill! 47. 20.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they're getting blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Now McCarthy. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson.
28 yards. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
Cowboys 13.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
At their own 18-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick 6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
Will Reichard to kick off for the Vikings.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They go with blue between the tackles.
And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw is Prescott.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Back to it after the pick 6. Prescott. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Prescott. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens.
And he goes out right around the 39. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
That was shotgun handoff. Blue. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2nd down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Looking to throw. Prescott.
He's got this to Pickens.
And he's going to be out of bounds. Not before he takes it inside the 40. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
There we go, going to 53. There we go. Wide, hey, me. Wait,
Here's Prescott.
Finds Pickens out right.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd down and 3.
Here we go, going to 54, going to 50,
Prescott now.
He finds Pickens over the middle.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
First down.
Prescott yet again. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
That's another Cowboys first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Now he'll tuck this and run. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. George Pickens, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll keep it on the ground. Forbes. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Donovan Ezeraku.
Able to get him down for a loss of 11. And it brings up 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain of 21 yards. That's good for a Cowboys first down.
Now Prescott. And his throw here's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Go to 54. Wide.
Then he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now Prescott. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
That's caught. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
Jaden Blue on the return. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, 4th quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
Looking to throw McCarthy. To Jefferson on the slant.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
39
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They run for the first time with Ty Chandler. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Second and goal from inside the 5.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and goal at the Cowboys' 4-yard line.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. A fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
It's now 4th down and goal.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. This is caught. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And that will force a turnover on downs. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Prescott to throw it. That is caught by Lamb. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Cowboys first down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Yeah! Here we go, 46.
They'll throw again. Prescott. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot it. It's incomplete.
Boy, somehow, someone lost that running back downfield. He had acres of space, but this ball overthrown. And that's one you've got to be able to hit on.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Well, Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Vikings, The win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Washington. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on